The SNP and Nicola Sturgeon's hopes for Scottish independence have been dealt a huge blow after a petition to halt a second referendum reached 100,000 signatures, meaning the UK Parliament must now consider it for debate in Westminster. During the historic referendum of 2014, Scots voted by a significant margin of 55% to 45% against Scottish independence and to remain part of the UK. But despite this, the SNP and First Minister Ms Sturgeon have continued to ramp up their campaign for a second referendum on independence. They have argued Brexit, which Scots voted against by a margin of 62% to 38%, was implemented against the will of the Scottish people, and provides the party with a mandate to hold a second independence vote. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has stood strong against the repeated demands for another referendum, insisting the result from the original vote in nearly 7 years ago stands and must continue to be honoured. Undeterred, Ms Sturgeon has vowed the SNP would push further for a second vote should the party win a majority at the upcoming Scottish elections, scheduled to take place on May 6. But a petition on the official Petition, Parliament, UK website named Do Not Give Consent for another Scottish independence referendum has already received 100,000 signatures, less than a month after launching. Crucially, the website states, Parliament considers all petitions that get more than 100,000 signatures for a debate. The petition, launched by B. Ruth at the end of last month, says, the SNP government appears solely intent on getting independence at any cost. The independence referendum was called a once-in-a-generation vote, so let it be. The UK government provided a response to the petition on February 12, repeating comments from the Prime Minister. The result from the referendum in 2014 must continue to be respected. It reiterates Mr. Johnson wrote to Ms. Sturgeon in January 2020 to state he will not agree to requests for a transfer of power from Westminster to Holyrood that would lead to additional referendums. The Downing Street explains how Scotland benefits from being part of a strong United Kingdom and will continue to build on the combined strengths of the Union, warning it is more important than ever for the UK to work together to bounce back from the coronavirus pandemic. The UK government response to the petition says, the referendum on Scottish independence in 2014 was legal, fair and decisive, and the people of Scotland voted by a significant margin to remain part of the United Kingdom. The Edinburgh Agreement committed both the UK and Scottish governments to respect the referendum's outcome. The Prime Minister wrote to the First Minister of Scotland in January 2020 to confirm he cannot agree to any request for a transfer of power from the UK Parliament to the Scottish Parliament that would lead to further independence referendums.